Hello, guys. Thank you for joining me in another episode. You know what gets me is that all these environmentalists, right? They never tend to address what's up in the sky, right? What's up in the sky. They always try to tell us, oh, we need to reduce CO2. We need to have carbon neutral things. We need to stop climate change, right? While they're saying that, they're still allowing, right, chemtrails up in the skies, right? So we need to reduce CO2 emission, but spraying stuff in the sky is okay? Make that make sense. Days after days, I would love to see a beautiful sky. I would love to see a sky with no chemtrails, alright? I would love to see a sky, a blue sky, maybe some clouds, puffy white clouds, right? With no obstruction of his lines. You know how ugly it is to see a beautiful day and then see lines start streaking in the skies? And they try to tell us to reduce our carbon emissions, not realizing carbon is the food for plants. And yet they want us to ignore the line in the sky. Make that make sense. I don't understand it. So the government want us to reduce carbon emissions, right? Tell us to convert to electric cars. Tell us to do all these stuff, this, that, and that. Ride bikes. Reduce climate change. Just for them to spray stuff in the sky. It does not make any sense. Why don't they address what's in the sky? Why don't these climate environmentalists address what's in the sky? Right? These Greta Thunberg address what's in the sky. I don't want to breathe these chemicals in the sky. Right? This is the thing that keeps people all out of whack. Hormonal imbalance. It's the stuff you breathe in. How can we avoid that? And they allow that to happen. And yet they want us to drive an electric car, not realizing it's much dirtier to mine these cobalts to pack in their batteries. It causes more damages to the earth than it is CO2. Make that make sense. These are the reason why we're going through all these. I don't know. It might lead to psychological problems. This is why people are going crazy. You know what kind of chemicals in there? Borium, aluminum oxide, whatever it is it uses. They never address this. For once, I would like to see a beautiful sky with no chemicals in it. Alright? They get mad for smog, but yet again they're allowed to see in the sky. Why is this exempt? And then they want to put stuff in your water, telling you it's good for you. Now, why do a government care what is good for you? Why do a government care about your dental records or something like that? Right? Why does it matter to them? Also, it prevents tooth decay. Okay, you have other things to do. That's not your job to do that. Your job is to prevent intrusion, prevent invaders, to protect the country, not to look out for people's health, people dental records or anything like that. And yet you're allowed. You want to put fluoride in the water, right? You want to spray the skies. But yet you want to take away our CO2. Not realizing we're carbon beings. We emit CO2s. If we aren't emitting CO2s, we'll be dead. It's a natural process of life. We have to inhale oxygen and breathe out CO2 so the plant could inhale and breathe. It doesn't make any sense. And why are people even up in arms about this thing in the sky? That's one thing that I'm concerned about. They allowed this to spray in the sky. How is this not a security issue? They care about our teeth, our dental records, right? Our teeth decay, but they're not care about our lungs. They want to reduce smog emissions, right? But again, this is allowed. It makes no sense to wake up every morning and see this thing in the sky. Not one day, maybe a few days, right? That I don't see this. Maybe when I'm indoors. That's the only time when I don't see this. Or a cloudy day. Who knows? How do we know that they don't spray this on a cloudy day as well? How do we know? And this thing, you don't know what it's going to do to your health. The long-term ramifications. Make you go crazy. This is more important to me than CO2 emissions. Hello? Climate change happens all day. It's called weather. Alright? Weather is called climate change. Alright? It's called weathers and seasons and normal occurrences. Sure, some days might be hotter than other days. Some days might be rainier than other days, but it's called weather and seasons, right? One quarter is hotter because it's summer. Another quarter is hotter because it's winter. Of course, summer is hotter because the day is longer and we're more closer to the sun. Hello? These are basic things we learned in science class in elementary school. And yet, they're not explaining us what they're spraying in the sky. To me, what they're spraying in the sky is more important than climate change. The polar ice cap is melting. Hello? The polar ice cap is melting. It's still the same sea level we're going through. Sea level isn't rising. It's the same level as it was when I was a kid. The sea level is the same as it was in the 1900s, in the 1950s. If sea level is rising, wouldn't the Statue of Liberty, wouldn't water cover the Statue of Liberty? These are distractions, and they're trying to distract us what they're spraying in the sky. What are they spraying in the sky? Why don't they come out with it? With an answer. Why is the FAA allowing this? Why can't we get any records from the FAA? What plane are flying up there? Are those military planes or are those other country planes? But people need to be aware of what's going on right now. These are some of the problems facing. Maybe that's the reason why things are going crazy. Maybe that's the reason why people are unhappy. People are docile. People are depressed. Maybe that's the reason why all these chemicals we're breathing in. But ask that questions. That's more important to me than it is CO2 emissions. Alright? Thank you for listening to my rant. And I'll check you guys in the next episode. Peace.